Friends, this is your friend Mandeep Chadon and you are with me on my channel Blue Geek. And today we'll be discussing about an encryption algorithm, RSA. A lot of people might be aware of it, but I just want to give a brief info of what RSA is and how it is implemented and how it's secured our network. So now before we start with, let's just have a brief info. See, now the information that you receive and send in form of packets to the server, as well as information that you receive from the local server or the remote server to your computer. So now it is possible for an attacker to sniff out your network and gain unauthorized access to your network and sniff out all the passwords like your credit card number, your Gmail or Facebook passwords. So basically, the RSA algorithm it encrypts your packets so that even if the attacker sniff out the passwords, he will end up in ruins because the packets are highly encrypted and it will take a unreasonable time to decrypt them, which an attacker cannot afford basically. So in this section we'll be discussing about what an RSA algorithm is, how it is implemented, and how it secure ourselves. And also we'll be discussing about how to just snip out the network and gain the passwords. That's the main thing. And let's see what happens. Okay friends, so the first step in the RSA encryption is generation of the public and the private keys. So generation. Sorry about bad handwriting. See, for those of you who don't know what are public and private keys, see, the public keys can be distributed in public, and the private keys they must be kept only with the sender and the receiver. And the private key helps in the decryption, and basically the public key helps in the encryption of the text or the message which I want to send. Okay, now let's start. See, for the sake of simplicity, we are choosing just very small numbers. So we'll choose two small numbers, and their numbers may be random. Any number you can choose, but the thing is that they should be prime numbers. Okay, now let's have two prime numbers, P and Q. Now let's take P as 29 and Q as 31. Now let's find N. N is the product of P and Q, and right now we have 29 into 31. It will give you 899. See, now you need to find another variable T that should be equal to P minus 1 into Q minus 1, and in this case 29 minus 1 is 28 and 31 minus 30, so we have 840. Okay, now we are choosing another variable that basically a constant E. Now the condition is that E should be co-prime to T, that is T should not be divisible by E. Okay, now under the condition there is one condition to it, that D E should be equal to mod of T. Okay, now for finding the value of T, so okay, now one thing I've forgotten, E here as we are taking E relatively prime to T, and let's take E as small quantity, let's take it 11. Okay, now this condition should be satisfied. Now we're going to find the value of D. So for calculating this quantity, as I'm very versed at maths, very versed theory of English. See, to evaluate this, you need extended Euclidean algorithm. So if you are interested in more search about it, and you can search on the net, and if you are a cryptographer unlike me, so you can just search things out. It is extended Euclidean algorithm. Okay, so by hidden trial method, here we are getting the value of D as 611 Yes, of course I have stolen. Okay, now we have P, as we have chosen from here. What we have, P is 29, Q is 31, and N is 899, and D is 840, and E is 11, and D is 611. So now the rule says that the public key will be N, E, and the private key will be N and D. See, so the public key becomes, here the value of N is 89 and the value of E is 11, and the private key and D is 611. So this is the public key, this is the private key. This should be kept secret. It should be known only to the server on which we are sending the information in order to decrypt the message. So in the second stage we will see how to decrypt how to encrypt the message, and in the second case we will see how to decrypt your message. Okay, bye, thanks you. Okay friends, now as the public and the private key has been pre-used, now it's time for encryption of the message. Now basically what is encryption we require? We give the public key to the person whom we are sending the message. So the formula used here is C M E mod N. Here C is the ciphertext or the encrypted message, and M is the your plain text or your message, and E is already mentioned, and that N is also known. Okay, so suppose if you want to send a letter, for example, that's for the sake of simplicity, let's send W. See, W has an ASCII value of 119. Sorry. So our ciphertext becomes M, that is our message, 119 power E. In this here we have calculated the value of E as 11, and mod N we have N 89. So 89. See again a complex math scheme, and the value of this will be let's see what the value, it will be 595. So see again we are stuck up here. As I am saying, I am a first year student, so these complex things are beyond my mind, and I'm just into geek. So the value of will be, I have just seen from the very good article I read about this RS algorithm, so I thought of discussing it. So the value of it will be 595. So this is sent over the server, the receiver. The receiver will receive this message, and it will get to know that it is 119 or W. So now this third process starts, that is the decryption of the ciphertext, that is the decryption of the message, sorry, the decryption of the ciphertext to the main message. So now let's see how it happens. Okay friends, now the last phase of the RSA algorithm comes, that is the decryption of the RSA encrypted ciphertext. Okay, so the formula that we are using, I have already noted it down here. Message is equal to E, that is encryption, P mod N. The same formula we have used here for obtaining the ciphertext with the message. Now we're gonna use this for obtaining the message from the ciphertext. Okay, so here N will be equal to E. We have calculated the value of E as 11. Okay, 11. D, the value of D, that is the private key, is 611. I think. Okay, 611 mod of N. N is 89, and by solving this, of course, I'm noob, that's why I don't know how to solve this, but after solving this you get 119. See, this was basically I have submitted this algorithm, not basically an algorithm, a tutorial to give you a rough idea of how the encryption works. Because I'm not a mathematician. Now let's leave that. Okay. Now the value of m is 119, and which is an ASCII value for w. That is our message. So like this, the message is reached to the required server or the required computer without being known or without being hacked by the hackers. So thank you. Looks very complicated. So friends, now I think that you must be having a rough idea of the RSL algorithm, how it actually works. And now I'm gonna ask you a question that do you really think that this RSL algorithm is gonna save you from the hackers? Well, the answer is no, because I have myself sniffed out the network, and I have hijacked the whole session of many of my friends on the college Wi-Fi, and by using R poisoning and cage poisoning and like man in the middle, man in the browser attack, and a hell lot of attacks are there, which I shall be discussing in my coming videos. So just bye.